Veterinarians had lost hope for these two puppies and chose to euthanize them. However, just before the procedure, the vet noticed something unusual about them. What she did next was completely unexpected. Dr. Anna Reynolds arrived at the Hope Animal Shelter on a Monday morning after a long and well-deserved weekend. Despite the morning's tranquility, she struggled to lift her spirits as she prepared for the challenges ahead. That day, she faced the most heartbreaking part of her job. As she walked into her office, she wished fervently that this duty didn't exist in her line of work. Sitting down at her desk, Anna heaved a deep sigh. Her heart was weighed down with sadness at the thought of what she had to do. The shelter's policy was clear. Animals that didn't respond to treatment and were suffering had to be euthanized to prevent further pain and the risk of infecting other healthy animals. It was a necessary measure, but one that tore at her soul every time she had to carry it out. Ever since Anna had worked as a vet doctor at the animal shelter, euthanasia was a rare occurrence. She, alongside other staff, made sure they saw every animal as one deserving to live, no matter the ailment they faced. They did everything they could to not give up on any of the animals, to the point that euthanasia was the only option. But some cases were just too complicated, and despite their best efforts, putting some animals to sleep was the only option. Now, once again, Anna felt like she'd failed at her job of keeping these adorable animals safe, as she had vowed to do. As a veterinarian, she had no choice but to euthanize two adorable dogs, as their illness was incurable, and they were not responding to treatment. Euthanasia appeared to be the only way to free them from their suffering. However, Anna had no idea that the dogs scheduled for euthanasia that day would touch her heart in an unforeseen way. This unexpected moment would lead to an entirely different outcome. Reaching for the shelf above her desk, Anna pulled out the list of animals scheduled for euthanasia that day. As her eyes scanned the list, her heart sank when she saw the names of the two puppies, Leo and Milo. The thought of putting them to sleep filled her with an overwhelming sense of pity and empathy. Reclining back in her seat, she couldn't help but reminisce about the journey of these two pups. Before they were admitted to the shelter, Leo and Milo had a story that touched everyone's heart. They were found wandering the bustling streets of Ho Chi Minh City, two tiny, helpless creatures lost in a world far too big and dangerous for them. Since the day they had arrived at the shelter, they'd been inseparable, always snuggling close to each other for comfort and warmth. Their deep and heartfelt bond had moved everyone at the shelter. Despite the hardships they had endured, Leo and Milo found comfort in each other's company. Unfortunately, however, their health was declining rapidly. Despite the immense medical care efforts, every treatment and intervention had failed to bring about the hoped-for recovery. The shelter's veterinarians, including Anna, had done everything within their power, but the situation seemed hopeless. Looking at the list again, Anna felt a lump form in her throat. She knew there seemed to be no other choice but euthanasia, yet the thought of ending the lives of these two adorable pups was almost too much to bear. Leo and Milo's story began when compassionate Buddhist nuns found them near a pagoda. Unable to watch the puppies struggle on the streets, searching for food and enduring harsh weather, the nuns decided to help. Seeing the two sick pups risking their lives near busy roads was heartbreaking, and they simply couldn't turn a blind eye. Driven by compassion and hope for a miracle, the nuns lured the pups with food and took them to the Hope Animal Shelter. The larger pup, Leo, always held his smaller friend, Milo, in his paw. This touching gesture spoke volumes about the traumas the two malnourished pups had faced together. Despite everything, they stuck together, even now that they were about to be rehabilitated at the animal shelter. Their bond melted everyone's heart, and their story spread throughout the shelter. But little did anyone know there was more to their connection than met the eye whenever the two snuggled together. Bracing herself, Anna knew she had to do what was necessary, no matter how much it hurt. With a heavy heart, she entered the kennel where Leo and Milo were kept, but nothing could have prepared her for the unexpected discovery that awaited. Arriving at their kennel, she saw them snuggled together, but what shattered her heart to pieces was that Leo and Milo had their eyes closed in what seemed like peaceful resignation. Could it be that the pups had sensed their fate and chosen to accept it? Anna wondered, her emotions getting the better of her. With teary eyes, Anna knelt beside them, gently stroking their fur before preparing to lead them to the room where they would be put to rest. But in that moment, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something special about these two pups, something that set them apart from the other animals she had encountered in all her years as a vet. Was it their extraordinary bond, or was it just her emotions deceiving her? Suddenly, as if aware of her presence, Leo slowly lifted his head and gazed into Anna's eyes. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us. Thank you very much. In that fleeting moment, she saw something unexpected. A spark, a glimmer of hope and determination that caught her off guard. Milo, feeling Leo's movement, also stirred and snuggled even closer to Leo, not wanting to let him go. Anna felt her heart swell with emotion as she watched this tender moment. It was then that a shocking secret came to light in an unexpected way that would change everything. Anna noticed that Milo's breathing, which had usually been labored and shallow, a major symptom of his poor health condition, seemed to stabilize now that he was curled up with Leo. This shocking observation left Anna puzzled for a moment. Still curious, she gently separated the puppies to observe their reactions, and that was when the unexpected happened. Moments after she gently separated them, Milo started to whimper, and his breathing became troubled as it usually was. But he was breathing just fine when he was cuddled up to Leo, Anna thought aloud, struggling to make sense of what was going on. She placed Milo back in Leo's embrace, and she couldn't believe her eyes when his breathing calmed once again. Dr. Anna's mind raced with questions. Could it be that Leo was somehow helping Milo recover? It didn't quite make sense, and it was unlike anything she had ever encountered in her career as a veterinarian. Determined to find an answer, she decided to run a few tests. Anna carefully monitored their vitals, observing every detail. She took notes, measured breathing rates, and checked for any signs of distress. Anna's thoughts swirled with possibilities. Could Leo's presence have a calming effect on Milo, enough to stabilize his breathing? Or was there a deeper connection between the two that went beyond what they could understand? She knew she had to find out more before making any final decisions about their fate. The shelter's policy was clear, but this unexpected development gave her a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, there was another way. She couldn't allow these two pups to be euthanized without considering every possible option. Their bond was unique, and it might be the key to their survival. Over the following days, Anna and the staff closely observed Leo and Milo. To their astonishment, the results suggested that Leo's presence had a calming effect on Milo, as if he were offering a form of emotional support beyond simple companionship. The more they observed, the clearer it became that this bond was extraordinary. This inspired Anna to delve further into research. She discovered studies about how emotional bonds could significantly impact physical health in animals, much like in humans. Armed with this newfound knowledge, a realization dawned on her. She recalled how, when the two pups were brought to the shelter looking malnourished and sick, they never wanted to be separated. They were inseparable. However, when the shelter started administering treatments to them, Leo and Milo had been kept apart. With this understanding, Anna proposed an unconventional treatment plan, not just for Leo and Milo, but also to the shelter's board. The plan involved keeping Leo and Milo together and providing them with special medical care that wasn't just limited to physical treatment, but also included emotional and psychological support. At first, the shelter's board members were doubtful about this approach. However, after witnessing the extraordinary bond between the two pups, they decided to give this unconventional method a chance. With great hope, they initiated the new treatment plan. The weeks passed, and the results were nothing short of a miracle. Milo's health began to improve significantly. Everyone was moved to tears when Leo, too, became more energetic and started being playful. The bond between the two puppies seemed to be the key to their recovery. Anna shared their story on her social media pages, posting updates about their journey and their remarkable bond. She was glad that she had given them a second chance. The story of Leo and Milo began to spread, attracting attention from dog lovers globally. People were touched by the connection between the two puppies and their incredible resilience. What made the situation even more touching was the wave of donations from true animal lovers who were deeply moved by Milo and Leo's story. These generous contributions allowed the shelter to continue caring, not only for Leo and Milo but also for many other animals in need. Anna's heart swelled with gratitude and pride as she saw the impact of Leo and Milo's story. The two pups, once on the brink of being put down, had inspired a wave of kindness and support that would benefit many more animals in the future. However, more surprises were in store for Anna. Now that the pups were fully recovered, it was her deepest wish that they would be adopted into the Leo's home, where they could live the rest of their lives together, just like they deserved after surviving and loving each other through such hardship. Usually, when visitors came looking for a canine companion to adopt, they opted for just one. However, in the case of Leo and Milo, separating them was not an option. The duo was inseparable, and separating them might leave them in chronic depression, unable to function and interact as they should. With their growing popularity on social media, Anna hoped someone might be moved enough to adopt them both. Then, one day, something shocking happened. One evening, as Anna was leaving the shelter after a long day of work, she received a call from a local news station interested in featuring Leo and Milo's story. Excited by the opportunity, she gladly accepted, hoping that their journey would inspire others to look beyond appearances and recognize the potential for life and love in every creature. Nothing could have prepared Anna for the outcomes for Leo and Milo after the interview aired. To their surprise, a lot of people tuned into the station to hear more about the two pups. Leo and Milo, the stars of the show, snuggled together as always during the interview. The reporter asked Anna what she thought was the main contributing factor that saved the puppies. She smiled and looked at Leo and Milo, who were now playfully tugging at a toy. "I think they saved each other," she replied. "Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of love, second chances, and a lot of hope." After the interview aired that night, it was a memorable moment, as people from all over tried to connect with Anna and the pups. The unexpected happened when several viewers expressed a desire to adopt Leo and Milo. However, those who were interested lived too far away, in different parts of the world. Despite this, the interview garnered financial support from the audience, which in turn saw the adoption rates at the shelter double. Many pets found their forever homes thanks to the powerful impact of Leo and Milo's incredible bond. However, just when it seemed that finding a foster home for Leo and Milo might not be possible, something unexpected happened. A few weeks later, a family from the countryside came to the shelter. They immediately recognized Anna from her posts and happily approached her, explaining how they'd seen the story on the news about Leo and Milo, and had felt an instant connection to the pups. Anna and the other staff were elated and welcomed the family, taking them straight to the kennel to see the pups. Leo and Milo, now healthier, interacted happily with the family, wagging their tails furiously and jumping and barking around. This display of joy won the hearts of the family even more. After a thorough vetting process, the family was approved to adopt them. However, it was a bittersweet moment for Anna and the rest of the staff as they watched the pups leave with their new family, looking happier than ever. She knew she'd miss them deeply, but the fact that they had a new home, where they would be together and not separated, warmed her heart even more. With the pups already popular on social media platforms, Anna was happy to see that their new owners had even created a personal page for them, which had attracted a lot of engagement online. She scrolled through some of the posts and was delighted as tears streamed down her face, seeing how happy they were together, and how joyfully they interacted with their new owners. This made Anna remember how she'd wanted to administer euthanasia to them, but everything changed when she noticed something special: the deep connection between Leo and Milo. Together, they could give each other emotional and psychological support and deserved a second chance. Anna felt grateful to have been part of their journey, and was overjoyed that she had given them a second chance at life. Leo and Milo were not just special. They had also taught her a profound lesson about the power of compassion and emotions in the overall well-being of a living being. Did you enjoy this story? Do you think love can truly work wonders for animals too? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Love really can change our lives for the better. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.